Jace and Lauren. Clint here from the newsroom as well. And one of our favourite segments is back. We haven't done it for a while, guys, but just play it cool. The cops are here.
That's the sound of the police.
You better start talking.
Jason Lawrence.
Answer me!
Probe the Popo.
Tell me what you know.
Now, for Probe the Popo, we bring in different police officers. Each week. Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
It's like the cast of Breaking Bad has just rolled in.
Walter White's in the house.
No, we've got Detective
Acting Senior Sergeant
Michael Kugler and Detective Sergeant Paul Gilmore. Did I get that right?
Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Oh, my gosh. Say
you
something.
might need to take your mask off. We can't hear you.
No,
Try.
can we hear you? Wait.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you.
well.
Okay, you can keep it on. So you guys are in, just for our radio audience that can't see you but can only hear, you're in a full, what is that suit that you're in?
This is it's called a Tyvek suit, or we call it a Tyvek suit. It's basically a chemical resistant, and the one I'm wearing today has also got some sort of fire resistance built into it.
Oh.
I wouldn't want to be on fire for too long in this suit. But
No.
Yeah, we use them when we're processing the clan labs.
So what are you doing, busting meth labs?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so that's Walter White, and our other cop has just taken off
Taken
his
your
headgear.
helmet off.
Jeez, this is...
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
We're good.
Thanks for joining us,
That
lads.
is a hectic outfit
Hey,
you've
just
just
first,
been wearing.
how does this room smell? We all good?
A little bit dodgy, but we're just going to run some tests over it shortly, and we'll see how we go.
So you guys, so talk us through what you would do day to day in your job.
Essentially, it's pretty varied, but we investigate locally manufactured drugs within Victoria.
Wow. And is it like, pardon my ignorance, I've seen in the movies, are people like making meth in bathtubs in houses and stuff?
Yeah.
Is it like that?
Yeah, they are. They're making meth in houses. They're making meth in buried shipping containers. They're making meth in farm sheds, garages. They're pretty much anywhere you can think of, they'll try and
I think
make
it's safe to say if people could see how this stuff is made, it's the last thing they'd put in their system, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. It's all synthetically made. It's all chemicals. Really dangerous.
And so by the time you guys get the call to go and, I don't know what you call it, check out a lab, has someone already found it, or they're like, we're suspected that there's suspicious activity happening in this house, and then you guys go and kick the door down?
Yeah, pretty much. We're a bit of a one-stop shop at our office. We get the intel, we investigate it, we do the raids, and then we prosecute the offenders. I'll process the scene, which can be long if it's a big lab, and then we process the offenders.
I mean, I was just going to say, what happens to the goods?
Well, they get taken out to a hazardous management unit at a location and destroyed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
We don't go 20% aside for the Christmas party and then...
I'm
joking.
No, Christmas party maybe, but
No,
What's
no,
the,
no, not
okay,
us.
absolutely not.
So what's happening underground here in Melbourne? Have we got a scourge? Is there a problem, or is it something that's happening right the way around Australia, right the way around the world?
I think there's no secret that there's a significant drug problem in
Yeah.
Australia in general. Look at our borders. We're an island, so it's easy to import in here, and there's a lot of chemicals that come into this country which are used to manufacture methamphetamine.
Yeah, right.
That's right. There's very high demand for drugs in Australia, and prices are high, which makes it, there's a lot of incentive for people out there to try and manufacture drugs or import drugs.
So what's the worst scene you've walked into?
Most
Well,
elaborate?
like, you would have seen it all, right? Is there one thing that comes to mind that you've walked in and gone, oh, I cannot believe what I'm looking at?
There's been you can everything from what we call like addiction-based, really small labs, and some people work really neat, really methodical. Some people are really well educated, got science backgrounds, and some are just mayhem. There's just stuff everywhere, contaminants everywhere. They're contaminated. Like you take their clothes off and they're still sitting off your ear.
So they're not hiding
coming
it.
Out of their
They're not
skin.
hiding it. It's just full-blown lab.
They're definitely trying to conceal it, at least from us.
Yeah.
So they'll go to great lengths to try and keep it concealed. Stick them in like sort of industrial areas or rural areas to try and hide it, because they can be pretty smelly and pretty gross.
Yeah. And so I always admire the police, because obviously you guys put yourself in really dangerous situations. What is the danger that you guys are in? Excuse me. going into these labs? Is it the chemicals or is it the people?
Oh, we can say both. Like,
You're right. You got a bad batch.
Oh my gosh. Sorry.
The chemicals are very volatile.
I got something to fix it.
Sorry, just started coughing in the middle of that. Anyway, continue.
The chemicals are very volatile. You mix the wrong chemicals together, and it's effectively a bomb.
Yeah.
Go off and
explosives, flammable, toxic, carcinogenic, and then that's just the chemical side of the house. And then you've got an offender who
could have a gun,
who isn't real thrilled to see us arrive, and then
Isn't real thrilled to see
Well,
us.
I was about to say, when it gets to the point of a raid and you guys, slam the door and cops were coming in, do most of them just go, "I'm done," and give up, or they put up a fight?
No, most really will generally realise what's happening, and it's a big shock to them when it happens. And on the big organised crime labs, you could almost guarantee there's some sort of firearm there because it's very expensive and it's very profitable, so they've got to protect their
Boys, have you
what's going on.
you both watched Breaking Bad?
Yeah, we have.
I've only watched the first episode.
Is it a true representation?
I'm sure nurses don't watch nurse shows.
Yeah, good call.
I just can't.
Have you adapted yourselves to some of the techniques you see on that show?
Maybe I should look into it some more.
And is it always? Oh, sorry, go on.
It's definitely not far from the truth. Breaking
Really?
Bad. Obviously, you look at
Isn't
how we
that
dressed
crazy?
here, and
Yes.
that's from our side, and from the cook side, they wear very similar stuff for protection.
Right.
Yeah, and I think some of the methodology and chemicals they used in the show probably didn't do us any favours as well.
Really?
What do you mean by that?
Like it taught people?
I think it was, from what I've been told, it was quite accurate.
Yeah,
So
right.
in terms of the processes,
Oh my
involved in the
gosh.
chemicals,
It's like a YouTube lesson.
So, call me naive, but how rife is it in our community at the moment? And is it only meth being made here in Australia?
It's not just meth. I'll probably grab that one.
Yeah,
It's not just meth. There are other drugs, but you can really only manufacture synthetic drugs in Australia. If you're trying to muscle into the heroin industry, you need a lot of plant material. And if you're trying to muscle into the cocaine industry, again, you need that much coca plant. It's not going to work out for you. You're better off just importing that, and that becomes a border control issue or an AFP/border force issue. But drugs like methamphetamine, you can source the chemicals here and the equipment that you need here. And so that's why it's probably the largest percentage of the work we do.
I've been watching The Gentleman recently. Not sure if you've seen that, but that's all about marijuana plantations.
Oh, yeah.
Is that something you guys do as well? Find people with the blue lights?
No, not really in our office.
That's not you.
No, it's more of a generally a local region we'll deal with.
I'm always
with
fascinated by
with
those
their-
ones with
their
the big
crops.
greenhouse in the backyard. No one's ever noticed.
Well, I think we're using our manpower to go after more hardcore stuff these days, aren't we?
Our crops are still an issue, and they're very profitable.
Yeah,
in
right.
organised crime. But we're more specialised with the clean lab sort of setup.
And so, do you guys only do drugs, or do you do like?
No, rephrase
They don't
that.
do
Sorry.
drugs. They don't.
We never do drugs.
No, that's
Clean up the
character
question.
assassination. Do you guys only raid like drug labs, or are you going to places where people are building bombs and things as well?
Mick will probably be a bit more specific around that.
Yeah, generally we're just targeting drug labs.
Targeting, that's what I meant.
There's
We're not doing.
if we had any sort of information that it was like more of a bomb flavour than a drug flavour, we'd probably hand it off to the arson explosive squad or something like that.
Here's a
Handle
question for
that
you.
one.
For people listening right now that are like, Jesus, this could be happening in my street. Is there any signs?
Oh, telltales.
Yeah, is there any telltale signs that you might see from someone's house that might give an indication that they're cooking something up in there?
Generally, the chemical smell
It's a smell.
gives it away, and a lot of people just write it off as
Cleaning products and stuff like that.
or cat urine or
fertilizer.
It's just the suspicious behaviour around the
So
comings
if
and goings.
you've got a
of people
crazy
from
cat
that
lady
address.
next door, but you
Well,
don't see any cats, there's a good chance she's cooking.
Especially if she's put up about 15 security cameras.
Yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
right.
it's funny you should say that. I had a friend who rented out her property in Hawthorne of all places. And when they finally evicted the tenant, they discovered it had been used as a meth lab.
Yeah.
Well,
And
remember
they
your
had to gut the place.
Well, your brother,
Carpet,
didn't your
everything
brother rent a
gone.
place and there was PowerPoints everywhere in
Oh
the room?
yeah, how's he rented? He moved in, and then when he started actually looking at it properly, it was like there's like 60 PowerPoints in this room and a whole bunch in another room.
I mean, you don't need to charge 60 iPhones at once next to your bed. Like,
That sounds like it would have been a crop.
Yeah. Or
Obviously, it's all
crypto,
power
maybe,
driven.
where they were.
Or a solarium, I don't know.
well, lads, look, we love doing the Popo. We love the Victorian Police and the work you guys do. Thank
what
you
an
so much
insight.
for putting yourselves on the line. It's a massive job.
This looks fun. That suit looks fun.
Yeah. I think we enjoy it.
We do
Yeah,
enjoy it.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
get me wrong, it is fun.
You must get a thrill when you just zip that bright orange suit up and put your helmet
Should
on.
your partner ever say when you're at home, hey, whack on the hazmat suit?
Funnily enough, that's never happened.
Cut some patches.
I will now, though.
Hey, boys, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
No, thanks for having us.
Jason Lauren.
Wake up feeling good.
On Nova 100.
Jason Lauren.
Follow them on socials.